Hi, I'm Desiree Dubois, founder of An Empowered Woman and Let's Talk Success. And today I'm really excited because I have the Sky Chick on interview. Who's the Sky Chick? The Sky Chick is Ramona Cox. She spoke to our community before. She's amazing. She's fantastic. And I want you to hear more about her. So good afternoon, Ramona. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm fantastic. Do you feel empowered?
I'm always feeling empowered.
You are one empowered woman. Tell us about Ramona and where you got the name Sky Chick from.
Well, I've been flying for a really long time, and so a lot of people started calling me Sky Chick. I do not just regular flying aviation. I own an airplane. I have a Cessna Turbo 206, and I do bush and backcountry. So I do sort of the hardcore of the hardcore, and I lecture on that in aviation. So people they know about me. I'm pretty well known in aviation, and they started calling me Sky Chick, so I just picked it up.
I know one of the things that I remember is you told me that you're so petite that you had to put some plane. So tell us about that and tell us about some of the excursions that you've gone on to. Because I've always it was fascinating when you told me about how you do your electricity, how you find your food. Just kind of take us give us a little idea.
Right. Well, I'm 5 feet tall and 97 pounds. And so I literally sit on 3 pillows to be able to see over the airplane panel. And I use rudder pedal extensions with extensions because of my size. And so the plane I fly, it's called the SUV of the sky. It's big. And the reason I like that plane is because I take it into backcountry airstrips and I camp. And I became more known as a result of some of the air camping, like air camping that I've done. And what that means is for many years, I'd leave June 1st, not come back till September, and spent the entire time in Idaho, Montana, the western states, camping in very, very remote areas. I might be in the middle of 1.5 million acres of wilderness. And so I fish for my food, hunt with a bow, small game, and I do whatever it takes to survive out there because I'm out there alone. So I lecture on that. My lectures are interesting in that it shows people how to fly into some of the most beautiful, remote, pristine airstrips in the U.S.
Well, I find it fun because that sometimes people say they have limitations small or they can't do brave enough to go into areas like that 1 million+ acres alone and on your own, knowing that it's just you and wilderness. That's fascinating.
Yes, it's like anything else. Like you learn to ride a bike, you learn to drive a car, you learn to fly an airplane. And so when I started doing these trips, I did it on the fly, literally, and simply had to overcome some of the fears that you would have. One of my favorite places is one of the biggest areas of bear, including grizzly bear. So I needed to mentally prepare myself to be very self-sufficient and overcome fears. There's no 911, there's no water source, there is no power source. I am 100% in charge of making my environment. So I simply did like what everybody has to do. You're afraid of something and you blow through that fear, because if you don't, you'll live your whole life. And if it's not one fear, it'll be another. So yeah, I just blasted through it and became empowered to do the type of flying that I do.
Well, I think that's very fascinating. I respect you for that. Now, this weekend, you were telling me about a big event in Reno, and that sounds very exciting. Tell us about it.
I'm so excited about this, that Reno Air Races has been going on for a really long time. And generally, it's a male-dominated sport, like most macho type sports that are difficult. And this year, the first year ever in history, there are 2 women that are involved, and they're called the Darkstar team. One of them it's a very special L39 that is modified in the unlimited class, you can modify your aircraft to just make it go as bad and fast as it can. So she's modified this aircraft to race against all these big warbirds and other planes. And the pilot is an air show performer, Vicki Benzinger. So Dianna Stranger owns the airplane. Vicki Benzinger is the pilot. She does aerobatics, and Vicki raced last year at Reno, and this is very unusual. She races in 2 classes. She races the small, experimental, fast little pocket rockets, but she's also now racing this bad boy jet. And so what you have for the first time ever is a 2-woman team, woman that owns the aircraft, woman that's flying the aircraft. And they're both very competent pilots. There's just one pilot, Vicki, but Dianna, on her own right, she flies everything from little Super Cubs that you can take out in the backcountry where I go to big Premier jets. And she's a helicopter pilot. So both of these women fly multiple aircraft and are just, I so admire them, and I'm so excited just for females in general to be able to have a 2-woman team. And Vicki's not new to it. Last year, Vicki won the bronze in the jet class and Rookie of the Year. So we have really high expectations of what this team can do. And I'm just hoping that all the women out there will be there rooting for them, because I know I am, because it's difficult sometimes to break into these very male-dominated sports. I mean, you have to overcome a lot of obstacles, and you actually have to be twice as good to pull it off. So I'm really excited and really proud of these 2. And I'm doing a live interview that will be at Reno, 10 o'clock in the morning. It'll be a live interview that people will be able to access. If you go to my website, you'll be able to get the information to see that live interview. And it'll be 10 in the morning. Vicki will have, I believe, just finished one of her races. And so I want to get into the mind of what goes through her mind, because car racing is great and fun. They're going about 200 miles an hour max usually. Air racing, she's going 400 plus, and it's wingtip to wingtip around these pylons in the air with these guys, testosterone just blowing out the cockpit. And so it's just so exciting, and it's so amazing of what she's going to be doing. I can't even imagine the focus level. She does that. She also does amazing aerobatic performances all over the country. So the woman just has a handle on the stick, is what we call it. I mean, she flies airplanes that have a stick, generally not a yoke, and she's just good. And both of them, and Dianna, who owns the airplane, she not only flies a lot of airplanes, but she also is very strong in women in aviation, and has put on events where hundreds and hundreds of girls, women, entire families are able to experience their first flights in aviation. So I actually have participated in one of those. So what we try to do is give back to the community so that people can experience. I mean, now you take a little girl up in an airplane and she's never been in, and she has a female pilot, and you get a pulse, how are you feeling? And then when you land, you ask, how are you doing? And they'll say, wow, that's amazing. I want to do that. And I think for all of us, we don't care if a little girl becomes a pilot, but what we care about is that she can do anything she wants. And that's what we try to promote, being role models in aviation, to show kids in general. I mean, girls, boys, doesn't really matter, but little girls that, look, don't ever accept the role models that can be out there. People say, oh, you can't do that, you're a girl, because we're doing it. We're blowing through all those barriers. And anyway, I'm so excited about the Reno Air Races. It happens in Reno. Right now they have qualifying, and the big race will be Saturday and Sunday. Sunday's obviously the big one. So I'll be doing something on Sunday as well. I don't have a time frame on it, but Friday for sure at 10 a.m. will be the live interviews. So I hope everybody can join us for that, and they can find it at my website. It's www.skychick.com. I'll be putting information on there very soon, and a link so they'll be able to access the live interview.
It's just for a couple things. One, it is so very true that a lot of us are not aware of how many women are really in aviation. I was just blown away when I went to the event with you, as well as there's clubs, there's organizations, you say thousands of women that are flying. And
Sure.
These women are not doing it professionally. They're basically doing it. But I read one of them just did it because she wanted to be able to these packages easier to her home, which was in a remote location, like me, I drive a car. And so to know that there's those dynamite women out there doing these, and it still is predominantly man's world. I'm going to embrace and invite everyone, all women, whether you're interested in aviation or not, to support this. Let's be on that live stream, that we admire them, we respect them, and we are going to support them what they're doing, because that's huge. And it's just wonderful that it's that close and it's that common and it's that available to anybody who wants to be able to learn it. So I really thank you for sharing this. Tell them again how they can contact with more information. So just stay tuned to Ramona's website. She'll give you all the information, and then you'll be able to join them on live stream so you can see it yourself. But Ramona, why don't you share one more time with how they can contact you?
They could actually personally email me. It's Ramona, RAMONA @skychick.com, or go to my website, and I will have posted on the homepage. It's not there yet, but I will have posted specific information as to how to get to the live interviews, when they will be, and everything that they need to know. This is the Olympics of air racing. It doesn't get any badder than the Reno Air Races. And those
you called them the other day. You said these are badass women.
They are. These are called the bad girls of air racing. It just is so hardcore. Imagine going around tight pylons at speeds of 400 miles an hour. Just the G-force alone is incredible. So I'm just so excited. I think we need to be like, go, go, go for these girls. So it's Darkstar team, and Dianna Stranger and Vicky Benzing.
So thank you so much. We're going to share this, and then you also participate and watch and support these women, as well as you, Ramona, at SkyChick.com. Thank you so much, and until we meet again, stay empowered.
Thank you, Desiree. Thank you so much.